we have something coming up where they're going to go for the convention, and they have a couple of problems. Number one, they have no idea who their candidate is, and neither do we. That's a problem. But we'll see. Hopefully they get it worked out. Sort of interesting, this guy goes and he gets the votes, and now they want to take it away. That's democracy. They talk about democracy. Let's take it away from them. But now we go forward as one movement, and really we have a very special group of people, like the people here. You people built this country, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week I took a bullet for democracy. What did I do against democracy? Crazy.
Republican voters after this convention, I would say generally speaking, are excited and energized. Democratic voters are demoralized by President Biden. Trump is coming off as politically strong. President Biden is coming off as politically weak. He's being abandoned by Democratic donors. He's being abandoned by Democratic leadership on the Hill. And at least half of Democratic voters are saying it's time for the president to step away and go with someone else. And so if you're Republicans right now, you're looking at the next 3.5 months as being very positive, not only in terms of winning the White House, potentially winning the Senate, and also winning the House.
What's going on, everyone? As you know, Donald Trump had a rally in Michigan, his first open rally since the assassination attempt. I think he was doing this at a stadium, so it's not quite the same kind of venue. And as you saw in the intro, he's here mocking the chaos in the Democratic Party, how they don't even know who the nominee is, what they're going to do. Biden said he's going to drop out. Then he comes out and he says he's not going to drop out. Rumors came out that Joe Biden wanted to drop out. Then he come out with official statement saying he's not going to drop out. Then you hear breaking news, Democrats are going to fall behind Joe Biden as a nominee. I'm like, yo, these people don't know what they want to do. So I decided I wanted to comment on that, as well as the rally that Trump had at Michigan. It seemed like he had a packed house, as you see from the walkway. And as you saw also from the intro, there's a new guy I'm fascinated with his ideas. His name is Michael Singleton, which was the ending part of my intro. And I believe that he articulates perfectly what everyone can observe with their eyes. And I don't think no smart Democrat will want to pick up the shambles of a campaign that Biden has left behind for the Democratic Party. And this is one of the reasons why, if he does step down, it has to be Kamala. Now, a part of me thinking that the original scenario that I listed out on my original video about me speculating over Joe Biden dropping out, I think he's going to endorse an open convention. And if an open convention happens, I don't think Kamala will end up being the nominee. All right. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Right. This clip I'm about to show you guys, it highlights perfectly some of the problems with Kamala. I say Kamala's not good at articulating the vision at all. Many people in the Democratic Party seemingly don't trust her. I think a fundraiser call went bad that she was supposedly hosting. So there's a lot of flaws with Kamala Harris, and anyone who's trying to sit here and try to justify to me that she was actually a qualified candidate, I don't think so. I disagree with that statement. I agree with the statement that I think she was just hired as a figurehead vote, as a pander vote, right? Her hiring as the vice president was merely a pandering to black women. That's my synopsis on it. That's my stance on it. You can disagree with me in the comment section, but let's take a look at the clips, and then I'll give you some more of my thoughts. Let's take a look.
If Kamala Harris hadn't been tied up for years, sort of put to the side and allowed to lead and allowed to show,
Who did that to
and
her?
allowed to show, but here's the thing.
Who can put Kamala in the corner?
A couple bad interviews.
Who can put her in the corner?
And that was a mistake that Democrats are going to learn from.
Who made it? Who made the mistake? I just want to hear you say who made the mistake.
But this is the point.
Who made the mistake?
This happens in your party too. This happens in your party too.
You won't say it.
This is sexism, right?
Who did it to her?
This is sexism. This is allowing somebody to take the fall, when things aren't going well. And that happens regardless of party. So you guys have something to learn, because I saw your RNC and it wasn't very diverse.
Listen, I just
okay?
want to know.
We're
Jamal,
a step
you were
forward
there.
because
Yeah, I was there.
Who put Kamala in the corner?
Nobody put her in the corner. The woman works every day.
That's what she said.
She traveled 3 times a week.
She just said that.
But nobody paid attention to what Pence did every day either.
Oh, my
So I
gosh.
think it's,
That's right.
I think
Sorry,
it's very
Pence,
unfair.
who I didn't see him at the
And Pence
convention.
is not there
I
because
just think it's very unfair to
Andy
hold her
threatens
to a
his life.
standard
Andy, referee that-
that
who
we're not
put-
holding
who's
all
in
the
charge of
other
Kamala
vice
Harris?
presidents to.
Americans, words have many meanings, and sometimes instead of conveying our meaning, they can suggest other meanings.
When we talk about the children of the community, they are children of the community.
Well, we are the United States of America because we are united. And we are states.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Whatever we have in store cannot be known. The past was once the future. The future is, I should say, unknown.
We got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
Yeah, that's something. This is why I say the Democratic Party is in chaos. They want to blame sexism, racism is the reason why no one takes Kamala Harris seriously. But who put her aside? Who put her in the border? Right? A part of it is it's her own problem too. It's her fault too that people see her the way they do. And I showed you a clip that she said that her vice presidency, she wanted to model it after a TV show. A TV show. Imagine that. You're modeling your speeches, you're modeling your whole cadence as a president, as a vice president, as an executive government position over a TV show. You're supposed to be, like, as a politician, you're supposed to be the expert of politics, but you're getting your cues from TV? And you wonder why her campaign is pretty much dead on arrival. Right? They have a couple of problems, says Trump during his Michigan rally. Biden released statements. This was 2 days from when I'm recording this video, indicating he's not dropping out of the race. Also, he has some backing before the Clintons continue to back Biden, urges donors to keep giving to him reports. So the Clintons are still behind Joe Biden. Right? So in my synopsis, and this is one of the reasons why in my live stream, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, I'll summarize it here. On my live stream on Friday, I highlighted how Joe Biden is going to take as long as possible. I didn't expect him to do anything over the weekend because I'm like, no, that's too soon. And now that the Clintons are still reportedly behind him, it's going to even take even more. It's going to take even longer for this to happen. All right. And then the optics of everything that's going on, right? The party that claims, democracy, right? And Trump, I put also in the clip that he took a bullet for democracy. It's hard to argue against that, Democrats. I don't know how y'all going to fight the optics of that. The way Democrats believe that they will beat Trump is if they yell convicted felon enough times. Remind me of how they ought to discover the key to beating Trump in 2016 when John Oliver told them to call him Drumpf. Maybe figure out why so many Americans hate DC dogma. And I believe that. I honestly believe that, right? And then with the assassination thing, the failed assassination attempt, and the fact that Joe Biden's not really holding anyone in the FBI Secret Service accountable over this failure, right? Because end of the day, if we want to, right, this is why conspiracy theories like it's an inside job is spreading online, is because of the fact that no one's been held accountable for this mess up.
Joe Biden have fired the Secret Service head? I mean, I don't understand that.
I'm not in on all the details of the Homeland Security side. I know there's a really serious after-action report and process and a whole lot of scrutiny going on there. I think, everything that led up to that moment, that horrible moment, is under a microscope. And I believe that President Biden and the administration will do the right thing.
But you didn't need a microscope to see it.
Yeah, but you
the
also...
guy was on the roof, like not that far away, with a rifle for a long time. I mean, I've seen people fired for less. And it just looks bad. It looks like, well, the other guy from the other party got shot. We'll look into it if we get time.
I think it's that when something of this gravity happens, you don't just dash off a decision. You do a comprehensive process to find every single piece of anything that could go wrong. And then there's going to be accountability and there's going to be change. I'm sure of that. Again, I'm not in the middle of that, obviously. That's not my lane. But I know that's what's going to happen.
So, I mean, no one find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious that the fact that a former president, current front runner to your guy, almost got killed, right? And no one is being held accountable for the incompetence, because a lot of people on the mainstream media will sit here and say, oh no, it's not an inside job that the assassination happened, it was due to incompetence. Okay, if it's due to incompetence, I don't need some comprehensive process study to figure out that someone needs to be fired, aka the head of Secret Service. She needs to be fired. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Your incompetence almost cost the president his life, and it did cost someone's life. Corey, the firefighter, harmed many individuals of which your incompetence. But is anyone held accountable? No. But then they have the goal to lecture you about democracy. It's baffling to me how. Anyway, we're talking about the Democrats here, but the amount of chaos that's within this party is baffling to me. I don't know what they're gonna do. They got a lot of things like I mean, I don't mean to make fun of Kamala Harris, but she's objectively not good. Like, you can't tell me anything that she can run on to actually make the case for her being the heir apparent. And I see why a lot of people in the Democratic Party do not want her to be the next one up. And then you got all these black Democrats swearing up and down that they're going to hold the Democratic Party accountable if they move away from Kamala Harris. Bruh, no, y'all won't. Come on, let's stop playing here, bro. Let's stop playing here. You're not just going to change habits overnight. The Democrats are making a calculated decision. They think that, and they have a high chance of being right about this, you black voters ain't going nowhere. Whoever the nominee is, black voters are going to vote for him, because y'all some of the most vote blue no matter who kind of people ever. And that's a fact. Y'all can't be disputing this. Like I said, Democrats have no incentive to actually listen to Black America, because they say, hey, all we have to do is pander to her. The next candidate is going to do the same thing. Hey, my VP going to be a black woman, and y'all going to fall right in line. Watch. That's if Biden decides to step down. Right? But hey, I mean, if you want more proof, let's sit through a 26-second clip, and then you'll hear some of the reason why people they think Kamala Harris can't win a national election.
Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place. Equality.
So you hear that, right? So that's Marxism. Okay, race-based Marxism. Now, when you ask her, okay, how are you going to go about that? Because end of the day, everyone, universally, any smart person, any rational person automatically knows that you cannot guarantee equal outcomes. Because even people within the same family do not have equal outcomes. You are black, right? Let's take a black family. The oldest, statistically, there's stats out there that prove this. You think I'm making this up? I'm not. There's stats that proves this. Being the firstborn or only child, most successful people are either the firstborn or an only child. So in your family, just by your birth order, there's a disparities of outcome. Yet she's sitting here thinking the government can guarantee equal outcomes across the board. If you're looking throughout human history, and I think you'll never find this, no one can give me an example where a society has everyone with equal outcome. Not one in human history. You can name me one. You can't name me one society where everyone had equal outcome within the society. Not one. Now, you can have equal opportunity. Hey, everyone has the chance. They have the opportunity to try out for various professions, right? Just like a basketball team. I'm a sports guy. So the government should operate like a sports. Hey, everyone has a chance to try out, but not everyone's going to make the team. Not everyone's going to be an engineer. Not everyone's going to be a janitor. Not everyone's going to be making six figures. Not everyone's going to be a millionaire. And the fact that some millionaires exist doesn't mean that, oh, you're making too much money. They're not allowed to make too much money. Who are you to decide that? They're getting paid with people based on their value to society. People find if their services or product valuable, they'll pay money to it. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire because people found his product, his company, his idea worth $1 billion. because someone's willing to pay that price to get what he has, to get what he built. And this is why I say socialists are looters. You guys don't contribute anything to people's lives. You want to manage everything when you didn't even produce anything. And then when you wreck the system, like every socialist country or every attempt at socialism, these self-proclaimed socialists do, y'all don't want to take accountability for your failed system and you want to call it something else. Communism. Oh, no, that wasn't real socialism. You have built-in excuses for why it failed. This is the problem, right? And Kamala Harris, she's just a bad pick, bro. Her approval numbers are at the same level as Joe Biden, even worse in some cases. You put her against Trump, it's still a loss. This is why the establishment, the elites in your party, in the Democratic Party, they want an open convention. And they're trying to pressure Joe Biden into making an open convention. They already told you when they leaked out the rumors that Joe Biden already has his speech draft out to resign or to cancel his campaign for the 2024 race. They put it out there. They're wish casting it. They're wishing it. They're wishing it in the media. Oh, this is the outcome we wish for. This is the narrative we wish for. In a very passive way. This is how they're messaging to Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton, one thing I agree with Hillary Clinton, and I'll leave it off there, she exposed the reality of the Democratic Party. They have a public policy and a private policy. The public policy is, oh, no, we still support Biden. We're behind Biden. We believe that the choice is in his hands. The private policy, Joe Biden can't win. We need to get this guy out. And you're seeing that firsthand in front of you. And then you got all these Democratic voters and influencers online making excuses for the chaos that's being displayed in front of the American people to see. And my question is, if they're like two-faced about whether they support Biden or not, how can I be sure that they really support the American people? And what is one of the reasons why I never voted Democrat? I never really trusted a Democrat. And that all started with Obama. My dad was like, yo, my Obama promised hope and change, but everything stayed the same. That was a quote from my dad. Quote from Dad of Toxic with Kenny. That's my dad's quote right there. And since then, I always looked at, hey, I don't watch what you say. I look at what you do. I look at the outcomes of your policy. I'm not going to go by what you think your policy is going to do. I'm going to go by what your policy actually did. I forgave student loan debt. That's a good thing. Well, I don't know how doing an action that contributed to 27% of inflation is actually a good thing for the American people, just to help a minority of people. 40% of Americans graduate with a college degree. So you're making majority of Americans who didn't graduate from college, who didn't go to college, pay for people who did go to college. And then when you look in deeper, you find college-educated people are more likely to vote Democrat. So in my version, right, I could make a narrative that, hey, you're only doing this because this is a bribery to further engage your voters. And I don't think all of America should be paying for your bribe to your constituency. Isn't that seem weird? Isn't that corrupt in and of itself? Right? But the left is going to make excuses for that. But hey, I digress. Let me know your thoughts about the whole situation with the Democratic Party. You think Joe Biden's getting out by August? You think Joe Biden's going to stay? You think Joe Biden's going to be on a revenge tour and he's going to willfully tank the party because of the fact that they openly are going against him, embarrassing him, hurting him? I would like to hear some of your guys' thoughts on it, on the matter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.